while on the romantic plane, we can understand that it is the young man who has to take the initiative. But in the subtler sense, in the occult sense, it is Satyavan who is seeking Savitri. It is he who is in search of something in life. He would find something missing in his life here, and therefore to get that fulfillment, it is he who is looking for something in Savitri, and therefore because he is a seeker from that point of view, it is he who has to speak out first. Savitri does not seek anything from Satyavan. It is Satyavan who seeks something from Savitri. Savitri is there not to seek, but to fulfill, to give him the truth which is already in his possession, but which is kind of kept back from him by somebody. So Savitri does not seek. She is there to give him the truth which has been kept back by somebody from him. Whereas Satyavan is seeking something, and therefore it is he who has to speak out and ask something, etc., from Savitri. So it is that kind of relationship which at once gets revealed in that very opening line. Thus Satyavan spoke first to Savitri. He is the seeker in a sense. O thou who comest to me from time, silences. So naturally he is looking at her now from a different angle altogether. Yes, I have been moving in time, but I was not getting anything. The time was not answering my queries of life. My quest which was there, it was not getting fulfilled by time. But you are coming here. You have come here out of time silences. I was waiting all the while for this time to arrive, and you have come here. Yet thy voice has wakened my heart to an unknown bliss. Now this poor fellow again, he says, thy voice, she has not spoken a word. she has not spoken a word, you see. Actually, this is the most important thing. We had that thing earlier also, no? Yeah, in previous canto we had that thing. The man stood like an arrested, and a liquid voice. He felt the liquid voice. Yet thy voice, in other words, it is his subtle being, Sukshma Deha, Sukshma Karna, ears. It is they have got awakened by the very physical presence of Savitri. They have got awakened. The ear behind the ear, that got awakened. The moment he sees Savitri there, it is the occult ear which is hearing something which was there all along. It is not a physical ear of this particular person in his flesh and blood here. O thou who comest to me out of time, silence, yet thy voice has wakened my heart to an unknown bliss. He is already jumping up. You have come. You have already come here, you see. Immortal or mortal only in thy frame. Now again, you see, suddenly he has gone up to a different level altogether. He doesn't see Savitri just as a human. She is an immortal or mortal only in thy frame. Yes, you are immortal. You are a goddess. Definitely you are. But you are also a goddess who has taken the mortal body. You are in a mortal frame. That is what I see here. You have taken a human frame, but you are really immortal in that human frame. I see that. Yet the voice has wakened my heart to an unknown plane. Immortal or mortal, only in thy frame, for more than earth speaks to me from thy soul. And more than earth surrounds me in thy gaze. How art thou named among the sons of men? He is asking Savitri, what is your name? Who are you? What is your name?
I think here is the clue of what he has been hearing.
Pardon me?
More than earth speaks to me from thy soul. So that's
Yeah.
what he has been hearing.
Yeah.
But soul is speaking to
Yeah, of course, it's soul, obviously. For more than earth speaks to me from thy soul. Already, yeah, obviously. It is that which is hearing.
That's the voice he is hearing.
That's the voice, obviously. Yeah. In other words, really his inner ear got awakened. Subtle body has become alert. But more than earth speaks to me, so it is not the physical earth and the surroundings and all that which I have been seeing all around. Something else is there which is speaking to me, and from thy soul. And more than earth surrounds me in thy gaze. How art thou named among the sons of men? Now, of course, she's a girl, but he is calling sons of men. Daughter of men. This is what the modern mind would say. Yeah, yeah. Sons of men is the strong progeny of the future. So she is the one who is going to take lead, the pioneering spirit man in that sense, sense of man. Yeah. This phrase is certainly not acceptable to the modern mind, to the modern psychology, you see, for Savitri. But there is a kind of a charm in his poetry.
But maybe there can be a difference. For her, it's the men who would be interested in her name. So how are they called among the men?
Among the sons of... Yeah, but then why? You see, she is of course a girl, but among the sons of men, why? Among the people of, among the daughters of men, or whatever, you see.
But what I was thinking is that there is a frame in which it's the men who would be discussing all the names of maidens. So among those men, how are you known? Because they would be the ones speaking.
No, but here that is true. There is possibility, but they are now just two persons together, face to face each other. You see. But that is. Let us still think on this phrase, what it means. You see, sons of men. Among the sons of men, you see. Whence hast thou dawned, filling my spirit's days? What is your source? What is your origin? Where from you are coming? Please let me know that. You don't seem to be someone coming from the sons of men. But still, you are perhaps having a name among the sons of men. You are certainly coming from somewhere else. Now, before that, let us say this line again. Yet thy voice has wakened my heart to an unknown bliss. This is very beautiful from the poetry point of view, this particular line. See, metrically, yet thy voice, that is first foot, yet thy voice has wakened my heart to an unknown bliss. You will read it as, yet thy voice has wakened my heart to an unknown bliss. See, yet thy voice, that's the first foot, has wakened my heart, third foot, wakened my heart, third foot, wakened my heart, this is third foot. And the fourth foot is twin, unknown bliss. Twin unknown. Means basically in terms of metrical language, the first foot is an anapest, it's a voice. short, short, long. Second is an am, has wakened my heart. Third foot is again anapest, means I got anapest, am, again anapest. Then the fourth foot is a tribrach, short, 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 3. Third foot, 2 and an, 2 and an, 3 short, 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 2 and an, tribrach. And the fifth foot, noun bliss, that is Pondi. Strong, strong. To an unknown bliss. Metrically, that is how you divide the line. In other words, I will scan the line as anapest, am, anapest, tribrach, Pondi. That is how it is scanned, you see. Now, the reading is very clear. Yet dive, yet the voice awaken my heart to an unknown bliss. Known bliss has a strength. It has to be Pondi. It cannot be broken. Therefore, the tribrach in between, 3 short, 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 2 and un, gives you kind of a dip to force this Pondi. Metrically, this is a very beautiful composition from that point of view. Yeah, because two NFS are there, they're speeding up. Two NFS are there, speeding up, you see. Yet the voice is waken my heart to an unknown bliss. And then this line we have seen earlier also. Immortal or mortal only in thy frame. Now, this line is again important, as I told you earlier last time, that there are 20 lines in Savitri, in all, 20 lines in Savitri, where both the words mortal and immortal appear in the same line. Mortal and immortal appear in the same line. So these are one of the beautiful examples of that. 20 lines where immortal and mortal appear in the same line. Last time we have seen 102.21, third line of the sentence. The immortal wrestler in his mortal house. The immortal wrestler in his mortal house. 102.21. Now, of course, this is immortal wrestler, that is the soul of Savitri, divine Savitri, in the mortal house, who has taken the human birth. That is what it means. And this is a very good example, immortal or mortal only in thy frame. You see, there is a purposeful repetition of these phrases, you see, in that sense. They bring out another force, another dimension. Immortal or mortal only in thy frame. Now, as I said earlier, the Vedic description is the immortal in the mortal. The immortal in the mortal. And according to the Vedic description, that immortal in the mortal is Agni. Agni is the immortal in the mortal. So there is a purposeful reference to Agni, who is present in us as an immortal in our mortal nature. Now, of course, the Vedic Agni, we can call it as a psychic being. He is the Agni, he is the spark of the divine, the fire. So he is immortal, and he goes from birth to birth as immortal, you see, for a certain purpose or whatever it is, you see. So, actually, in the Gita also I got Amsha Sanatana, eternal portion. Agni or the fire is the eternal portion in the mortal. Eternal portion in the mortal. He also says, Mamai Ansha, my part, my own little self part. Mamai Ansha, Ansha means part. My own part is this here, this is that. The divine's part is what he is. So the immortal and immortal is, that this thing is definitely connotative of the spiritual nature of the whole meeting. In that sense. So whence art thou dawned, filling my spirit's days? Well, of course, the meeting is taking place in the morning, and she is coming here. Where from you have come? Brighter than summer, brighter than my flowers. Now, obviously, he says brighter than summer. See, again, as I told you, the meeting is taking place in the morning, and that morning, that meeting happens to be in the month of in summer, which is very important. It is exactly 1 year after this meeting in the month of summer that Satyavan is to die again in summer. So that summer is connotative. It is not only descriptive. It is not just poetry. It is functional. The presence of summer here is functional. Brighter than my flowers, obviously, all my joys which are there around here. Into the lonely borders of my life, O sunlight, molded like a golden maid. So the whole sunlight has become now a statue of a maid who is standing in front of me, in flesh and blood, of course. I know that mighty gods are friends of earth. Yeah, that is why you are here. Otherwise, I don't think you would have been here. You have come here as a friend. That is why here. I know, well, Satyavan is going to describe shortly his spiritual experiences, spiritual realizations, even the experience of the oneness of self in all. He has all those Vedantic experiences already here with him. And therefore, I know is important. He already had that thing. I know that mighty gods are friends of earth. Amid the pageantries of day and dusk, long have I travelled with my pilgrim soul, moved by the marvel of familiar things. Now, pageantry of day and dusk, day after day, their pompous display, their glorious display, their spectacular display of morning, of evening, with different colors, the birds coming out of the trees, and then again in the evening, it is coming back to the homing tree. This is the spectacular display. Amid the pageantries of day and long had travelled with my pilgrim soul. Means from morning till evening, I have been following a certain spiritual path, making spiritual progress all along, moved by the marvel of familiar things. Trees, mountains, rivers, birds, animals, everything, they have been my familiar comrades. Earth could not hide from me the power she wails. Even though moving mid an earthly scene and the common surfaces of terrestrial things, my vision saw unblinded by her form. The Godhead looked at me from familiar scenes. Now that is the important thing. Because he is a man of spiritual accomplishment already, Satyavan. He has high traditional spiritual experiences. And he says it is the Supreme Himself, as though through all these familiar objects, He is looking at me. Godhead looked at me from familiar scenes These all the trees, mountains, rivers, everywhere. It is He who is looking at me, and I have been always under His supervision, under His observation, so to say. Actually, this line, the Godhead looked at me from familiar scenes. It is not just a suggestive line of his spiritual accomplishments. It is a transparent line, what we would call a diaphanous line. Transparent, diaphanous. It can penetrate through the veil, the thin veil of clothes or whatever it is. It is through that, it is a diaphanous line, the diaphanous image. It becomes transparent practically. You see, it becomes transparent. The Godhead looking at me from familiar scenes is a very transparent line of his spiritual achievements. Yes, I have all those realizations already here. This is a very great line in that sense, you see. God had looked at me from familiar scenes. What I have been calling a diaphanous line, you see. It penetrates through all the objects, through the veil, comes out, shines out.